What's up, family? How everybody doing? I'm Key. That's my name on all platforms. Key _ double XL, you know what I'm saying? Key extra large, you know what I'm saying? Big in this information, all that. But the way that I came into the information, man, I'm gonna go back a little bit. When I was growing up, I grew up around, I can speak this way because now that I have information, but I grew up, single mother household. My father, he was locked up since I was 1. And so as I was growing up, the males that were around me, my uncles, my grandparents, and all of that, I see how they operated. And every single one of them operated, in their emotions. They always compromised everything, that they had going on for women. They always, put women before the family, all of that. So I'm growing up seeing, and now I still see it today. Even my uncles, how they're aging, and I see how they're dying because of what they're compromising and how they're operating in their lives. So me growing up seeing that, I always chose to do the opposite of it. And that's how I use that to my advantage as I began to operate in my life. So I'm going through life, and now I'm starting to, I got to paying attention to, the lifestyle, and, I'm paying attention to all these cats and, trying to get game and all of that. And, it's a quite a few number of them that, I was even, communicating with and stuff like that. And I would say about like a couple years back, I'm trying to figure out, how to get rich and all of that. And I get to, fast forward, I would say about, last year. So yeah, I was paying attention to a few cats in the lifestyle, and I came upon, because like on YouTube, when you're watching classes and stuff like that, or whatever type of YouTube, classes you're watching, not classes, but just content on YouTube, excuse me. So I ended up coming upon Dre's, it was recommended to me. And I can go back a couple years back, even when the Kevin Samuels guy was alive, and he was talking about certain things, but I knew it was something off about it. So when I got into even Goldie, a couple of those guys, I was seeing how he was operating. I started getting in contact with him and stuff like that. And then Dre had did a live with him, and I seen how Dre was talking. And so once I seen that, I started to watch the free classes that Dre had on YouTube. And so, it's something that's just keeping me in tune with it. And I'm continuously watching it. So I'm seeing his lives with Rosebud and all of that. And when I noticed that Dre would get to talking about how entertainment has, just captures the mind of all of our people. We're so focused on entertainment. Meanwhile, these countries and these nations is figuring out ways to conquer us. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm growing up, I'm always into music. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying attention to, the next mixtape coming out. So that's something that really hit me. Like, damn, like he really saying something. Like that's true. We all so infatuated with, with music. And there's nothing wrong with doing music, but it can be very, very influential, you know what I'm saying, to how you operate in your life. So once Dre said that, I'm like, okay. And the next class after that, that I watched, Dre was speaking on how, what he said, it's what he said that caught me, that hit my spirit. I can say that now because I'm in information. And he was like, let me raise you. And those words right there, that brought me in to the YouTube classes, and everybody welcomed me with love, you know what I'm saying, getting into the YouTube classes. I was on that live, and I'll be on every live since on YouTube. Every single live I'm there. I'm agree. If I'm busy or something, I got something to do, I'm coming to holler at my family Monday and Friday, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting in tune with y'all. And, you know, he told me, well, in the live, he was like, just eat, you know what I'm saying? Eat. And that's exactly what I started to do, man. Every day, still to this day, I keep a class in my face every single day because I value this information so much, and there's nothing that can pull me away from it, you know what I'm saying? And my desire is to please the Most High. And when I first got into the classes, you know, it's something that Dre says, every man, you know, the Most High said, I desire every man to be broken before me as though they were dead. And that, a couple of classes I started to watch, it was something that Dre said, and it broke me. Like, I never cried like that in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I knew this is where I was supposed to be, because all through my life, I'm just seeking and trying to find everything. I'm paying attention to the Nation of Islam. I had a Baptist church I was going to when I was little, you know, when I'm just going, I'm like, I didn't care to go, because I'm like, they ain't talking about nothing. And y'all always giving y'all bread to them, like, ain't nothing happening from it. And when I got to this information, I'm like, this is what I've been looking for all my life. And I finally got it, and I'm never letting it go, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing that I will ever do to compromise this information, because I know how special it is, and I value it that much. So, and I just been consistent, like Dre told me to stay consistent, and that's what I'm going to continue to do in my life, man. So that's how I got into the classes.